It's Fun Friday. How you doing? Yeah, we made it through another week. It's the 23rd day of August. It's 12:15 in the afternoon. The weather is being weird. I'm very sleepy. Steve is conked out behind me. Welcome to the second issue of our solo live play of Villains of Vigilantes 2nd edition. Everybody else is doing solo live plays of fantasy, Dragonbane or Shadow Dark, what have you. But, I thought superheroes needed a little attention, and everybody said, you need to focus more on superheroes. And Shadow and Son's like, superheroes, V&V, I love this shit. So here's episode 2. Yeah. If you remember last week, we tried that, but we kept having computer issues. So here's our character that we randomly rolled up, the Eclipse with his darkness control, light control, heightened expertise with his light control, heightened attack with his light control, his force field, and his fear of heights. And last week, he took on the classic Villains of Vigilantes intro color gang, the Nicotines. Yeah, the Nicotines. So what will he be up to this week? What we're going to do is we're going to go to the random generator in the Villains of Vigilantes 2nd edition source book, which is on page 32. And we're going to roll percentile on our roll a dice. That's at rolladice.com. We're going to do 1D100. Oh, it's 1D20. I keep thinking it's 1D100, but it's 1D20. Now we're going to go. Go. All right. We got a 8. Ordinary crime. So we go down to ordinary crime and we roll a D20. We get a 19. A riot. Oh, no, a riot. So I got to go beat up a bunch of normal people for my first episode. All right. This isn't exciting. Yeah, it just should be some superhero art, right? Free superhero art. There's always some good ones on Etsy. Storn puts a lot on here. A couple other dudes put a lot on here. So yeah, here you go. It'll be more interesting to look at than just dice, right? Yeah, there's always some good stuff on here. So here's some generic superhero art to look at from different amazing artists. All right, so riot. That means I'm basically dealing with a bunch of normals. What are they rioting about? I don't know. Should be politically correct or with what's going on in the real world, or something a little bit more comic booky. Let's go comic booky. They're rioting over the illegal mining of impossiblium in the Nevada desert, because we know all my superhero games take place in the fictional town of Fresno, Nevada. So yeah, we've got the pro mining of impossiblium, and we've got the against the mining of impossiblium, and they've met up at the impossiblium mines in Fresno, Nevada, and a riot has broken out. And the only hero available is Eclipse, because it's a solo live play. So right now he's the only hero in Fresno, Nevada. So Eclipse will head on over. He can't fly, and he's afraid of heights. So I guess he walks or rides a bike or something. I don't know. It's not that far. Fresno, Nevada is not that big of a town. So what's he going to do to stop the virus? The riot. Oh, I'm going to drop some darkness. Bam! All right, so I'll drop a 48 sphere darkness. That's going to cost me 2 power. Oh, no, that's the range. My range is 48. The sphere is 1/4 my current power score. So my current power score is 56. 56 divided by 4. I don't know. I didn't know there was math going to be involved. But sure. 56 divided by 4 is 14. So 14-foot sphere of darkness. That cost me 2 power. Out of my power of 56, so 56 minus 2 is 54. Blam! So right in the middle, where the largest chuction is, just whamp, as I come waltzing in, looking all cool and super heroic. Look at me, yeah, I'm the Eclipse. None of these really looks like the Eclipse. Maybe this one. Not really, but, you know, actually that'd probably be more to what Eclipse would look like, you know. 2 different colors. Half black, half yellow, or half black, half white. Probably half black, half yellow, since light, you know. But yeah, something like that would be cool, you know. Stuff I could find in a normal store, or some kind of, you know, ski mask. Yeah, so there you go. This is by ZZ. I don't know when this picture was posted. Looks like about a year ago. So yeah, so here's the Eclipse. He arrives, blam, darkness in the middle of the riot. Oh no, what's the writers gonna do? I guess we need to roll a reaction, which is also on here, right? Reactions are on here, right? All right, so we're gonna roll D20, and we're gonna add my charisma modifier. What's my charisma modifier? +1. So D20 +1. Bam, we got a 12. 12 plus 1 is 13. All right, so they are agreeable, interested. That means they get a +2 to my next reaction. So I drop the darkness down, and I'm trying to calm them down. Guys, you know, blah, blah, blah. You need to all calm down. You both have, you know, reliable, you know, what did you decide his job was? What does Eclipse do for a living? Oh, he's a high school kid. He's like 18 years old. So he just, you know, got out of high school. So he's like, you know, his voice is probably still cracking. He hasn't, you know, seen a naked girl yet. Guys, you know, you both have legitimate, you know, points about the argument regarding them possibly. And yes, it is very important to the economy of our town, but also, yes, it is destroying the history and the natural preserves. But this isn't the way. You're harming other people, and you're destroying the shops. Look what you did to poor old man Morgan's ice cream store. You need to stop fighting and resolve this in another way. All right, so that's going to trigger a second response, which I get +2 to, +2 to. Yeah, that just doesn't work, does it? You know, 2. All right. I get a 6, so that's an 8. I don't know, man. That's a mildly hostile. They're suspicious of me. They're looking at me, you know, we've got this darkness, but there's a lot who aren't in the darkness. And they're like, wait a minute. And the ones in the darkness are so like, ah. So I'll drop the darkness. That's another 2 power. And they're all like getting hostile. They don't like this idea. Oh, this costume freak is telling us what to do. We may not agree on this thing, but we all agree that we don't like being told what to do because we're from Fresno. So I'm gonna trigger another roll. I get a 2. Oh, they're violently hostile. They all decide to attack poor Eclipse instead. This is not going to go well. So in the entire riot of I'll just roll how many people are in the riot. So I'm gonna roll 1d100. 11 people. The entire riot of 11 people are going to attack me. So we're going to roll my initiative, which is a D10, I believe, right? So I get a 9, and I add that to my agility of 16. So 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So I'll go at 25. Then you subtract 15 from 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. So I'll go twice. These are just normal 0 level guys. They're going to go once. So me, they're all turning on me. Of course, I'm going to flash them. Flash. Ah. So I'll do the blinding flash, which I get +4 to hit with. So I'm going to roll 1d20. And get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 9, but you remember things in V and V are bad. The thing I hate about V and V. The only thing I hate about V and V is the lower the better nonsense. I don't know. I guess Jeff and Jack were trying, you know, Jeff G and Jeff were trying to be different. All right, so we're gonna go. I'm making a light control attack. I need to roll. Roll the 5. I get +4. So 3, 2, 1, 0, I guess is what my total is. And I'm just going against normal dudes with no defenses. So that definitely hits. So That's 2 more power. That was a 32-inch radius. So all those dahlias are now blinded. Let's go for the page 14 to see what I have to do to blind them. All right, so they are basically blinded. They're in darkness. They're all wandering around. All right, so that is my action. And I'll make a presence attack and be like, guys, stop. Don't let me bring down the Eclipse. Or I don't know what the Eclipse's catchphrase is going to be, but it'll be something like, feel the Eclipse. Lights out. Yeah, lights out. Lights out with the Eclipse. All right. So it is now the bad guy's turn. First, they're going to roll a reaction now that, a bunch of them have been struck blind. They roll a 7. That is shifted to back to mildly hostile. Okay. Wait, this guy can just blinded poor Cindy Lou Who and Steve and his brother Steve. Maybe we don't need to attack this guy. Maybe we should go home. Plus, is that the sound of the fire department I hear in the distance showing up? All right, so we're thinking about going home. And all right, so next round they're starting to break up. We're starting to be like, okay, yeah, he's right. We should leave him alone. We should stop fighting here. We should settle this. But we're still hostile to this guy in a mask, but the police is coming. Right, and now the reporters are showing up too for the Weekly World News or whatever the newspaper is. The Weekly Trumpet. Is that what I called it? It was Daily Bugle, and I called mine the Weekly Trumpet. Yeah. The Weekly Trumpet News is here. The superhero is here. The police are coming. We're fighting over this thing. They decide that they're gonna go peacefully and not fight anymore, because also they don't want to deal with this costume do-gooder. He's a freak. So the police show up and they look at him, and they're how they're going to respond to our costume do-gooder. 17. Oh, they're all they're all for this guy handling this. They're enthusiastic about Fresno, Nevada's first costume superhero. Thank you, Eclipse. We appreciate everything you've done. Hey, yeah, lights out with the Eclipse. That got to come up with a better catchphrase. The Eclipse gets back on his bike and rides off. That issue is thing. But now as the Eclipse is going home, he's like, wait a minute. Who was behind this riot? What were those guys all doing there? I need to do some investigating. How did they find out about this? I thought this whole story regarding the Impossibilium was being kept quiet. I'm going to do some research. All right, so we're going to do some research. We're going to try and find out how this riot got started. So if we were role-playing, I'd role-play this. But we're not role-playing. So first, we're going to do research and our investigating in our normal, everyday Steve Catterson science, social studies major at school on a sports scholarship. And for his social studies, he's going to research this. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll a charisma check probably again, right? A charisma check would be the most sense. So I'm going to roll a charisma check. Ooh, 19. That is that's very enthusiastic. This guy who I'm talking to definitely wants to tell me everything that he knows about the Impossibilium mine and who leaked the story about what's going on with the Impossibilium mine. Because something had to get these guys riled up. So, right, some news story got them so that half of them wanted to go to this one spot in front of the Impossibilium mine and be all angry, and the other half, wanted to defend the impossibly in mine and be all angry. So where did this story come from? Who dropped the story? Because it seems kind of weird, right? I don't remember reading this in the newspaper. How did these guys all find out about it? And this guy's like, oh, I'll tell you, Mr. Catterson, if you, I was like, slip him a 20. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, okay. So what happened is this guy, this is all, I know the story hasn't been leaked, but it turns out, so what we'll do is we'll roll randomly to see who's behind it. Ooh, extraterrestrial. And then we'll randomly on extraterrestrial. And we got 3 extraterrestrial characters encountered by player. So he tells him that there's a weird guy. There's something weird about this guy. What was weird about this guy? I don't know. It's just kind of weird, It's just kind of, there was just something off about this guy, And he's the one that's been spreading the story about the mines, and he's the one, or she's the one that got everybody riled up. So what we're going to do is we're going to randomly roll up an alien real quick. So we're going to give our aliens 1 power. And our aliens 1 power is 15. Disintegration ray. One of the powers makes no sense in V&V, but okay. So this guy's racial alien power is some form of disintegration. Now, why does this guy want to start people fighting over the impossibly mine? Because he doesn't want people to know that he's landed his spaceship in the impossibly mine, and he is using his alien mining powers of disintegration to disintegrate the impossibly mine for his own nefarious sources. So we will go to the impossibly mine that night. First, we're going to rest to recharge all our power. We stopped by the cafeteria at Fresno College. Fresno doesn't have a college, so I guess we go to college in the nearest large town to Fresno, which I think is Vegas. So I don't know, man. I didn't put a college in Fresno. It has a high school. So yeah, we go, we get dinner from Mom Catterson and Dad Catterson, asked me how school's going and blah, blah, blah. And it's so nice that you're back in town. And did you read about what was going on down at the mine? And when I was at the mine, things like this never happened. I know, dear. And then some god dang frankled mass superheroes showed up and made everything worse. I thought superheroes were only over in Vegas and Reno, not Fresno. We're a nice, quiet town. Blah, 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 blah. All right, so now slipping back on the Eclipse costume. I'm not going to steal this costume 100% because this is somebody else's, but it's definitely a good idea. I'm going to go to the mine. I don't need a flashlight because I glow in the dark. And waiting for me is the alien with disintegration ray. And we will call this alien, I don't know, some weird word. Randomly generate the first thing. Let's see. So the first thing I see is live, and then I'm going to go to another random number. Live Alamogordo. Alamogordo. Live Alamogordo. So that's my alien's name. Alamogordo the alien. Alamogordo the alien. Alamogordo the alien who has arrived on Earth to mine Impossiblium. For his own nefarious purposes. Maybe he's a good guy. Maybe he's a bad guy. Why is he mining the Impossiblium? I don't know. But he spread the story to cause the fight. That looks alien. That one's called Dark Matter, and it's by Tufirix Art. Don't know how long this one's been on here. These are all on Pinterest. All right, Almagrado, why did you spread the story about the controversy regarding the Impossiblium mine and start that fight? I didn't want anybody to know about my plans to mine the Impossiblium on my own. I need it for my alien stuff. Well, I don't know if I believe in aliens or whatever, mister, but look, if you needed it, you could have just asked somebody. There was probably a better way to resolve this than getting hurt. Look what they did to poor Tim Morgan's store. Stand out of my way, strangely dressed human. Nothing will stop me from mining the Impossiblium. All right, so we're going to roll Almagreto's reaction to our boy. Go back to the roll a dice. Roll a d20. 9. He's neutral. He's neutral. All right, I'll listen to what you have to say. We'll have a classic superhero conversation. Superhero versus, is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? We don't know, but I'll listen to what you have to say. So we talk, blah, blah. I need the impossibilium. Why do you need the impossibilium? I need the impossibilium to power my spaceship so I can get back home. I'm not supposed to be on this planet. And the only thing that my spaceship runs on is impossibilium. And the only other planet in the universe that has impossibilium besides my home planet is your planet. So I need to mine 40 kilozoblargs of impossibilium so I can get my spaceship working to get back home. Says Almagreddon, and Eclipse saying, if you just come to us, if you just told us, we could have worked this out, man. Now the police are after you, and people got hurt that didn't need to hurt. And look what they did to poor Tim Morgan's ice cream store. Why don't we just go and ask the owners of the impossibilium mine if you could have some impossibilium? And I don't know, man, maybe in return you could do a commercial for them. Huh? Yeah, lights out. Huh? Something appropriate to my theme regarding light and darkness. You do a commercial for the mine, and that builds up popularity for the mine. The impossibilium is helping our alien friends from planet Almagarado. Yeah, I need to do that. All right, let's roll. That sounds like something a modern day superhero would say in the digital YouTube TikTok universe. Hey, can I get a selfie? 18-year-old. All right, let's see his response. 9. Neutral. Okay. So this episode ends with Eclipse and Almagreddon heading off to talk to the owners of the impossibilium mine. So we had one brief fight and a classic conversation. We've got a pretty neutral alien who may be a good guy, may be a bad guy, and our hero. And there we go. What did you think of issue number 2? Do you want to see me continue this on Friday? If you want to see the character record sheets for the characters, they will be on my Patreon. Link down below. So if you want to pay to see them on my Patreon, I'll put them on the Patreon. Both Eclipse and Almagreddon, or whatever this guy's name is, the disintegrating alien. Obviously, he also has a spaceship. So at least, imagine an entire race whose racial power is disintegration. They're, an entire race of mining aliens. Sure, that totally makes sense, right? I mean, if you can have the xenomorph with acid for blood, why not an alien species who just innately generate the ability to disintegrate things because they're all evolved to be the best miners in the universe. Like, they're the dwarves of this space universe. Like, that's all we do is mine. Our entire planet is just mining. But our planet has no surface. I know that doesn't make sense, but this is a comic book. So tune in next Friday for the next adventure of the Eclipse. If you appreciate this, let me know. If you don't appreciate this, let me know. I'm sure Shadow appreciates this. And again, I will be putting the character record sheets for all the characters on my Patreon, link down below. So if you want to see them all written up in V&V glory, check them out below. Till then, thanks, and I will talk to you later.
Yo, check. Yeah, we're not the type to play games. You can state claims. Came to show the movement moving like a freight train.